Hello there, and welcome back to another episode here on Triad All Stars. My name is Ryan Smith, and my guest today is his second appearance here on the podcast. He is a freshman at Barton College, former defensive tackle at Glenn High School, 6'1", 350 pounds. He is Josh Nolan. Josh, how are you, sir?
Doing really good. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's so good to have you back on. It's been a little bit of time since we've had you on. You've graduated from Glenn. You're now at University of Barton, Barton College, I should say, where you are now a freshman on the football team. Talk to me. Let's just talk about how's college going. First of all, how are you? How's the college life treating you?
I'm loving it over here. It's very welcoming at Barton. It's like a family. Like the smaller classes, I love that. It's socially, I got made new friends, great friends, and all around, it's a good thing.
Yeah. Um, I know we might have touched on this a few last time you were on the pod, but just take us back through the recruiting process really briefly. Why did you choose Barton, and why, now that you've kind of been there for a little bit, did that kind of reinforce things based on your choice in the recruiting process? So why did you ultimately choose Barton at the end of the day?
Well, the main factor I was trying to choose was a smaller school. But as I was getting recruited here, Coach Burnett, I had a great connection with him. He's
Yeah,
our defense coordinator. Had a
yep,
great connection with him, and yeah, he showed love that a lot of coaches um like scratched the surface of. Burnett really got deep with me, and I really appreciated that. Now that I'm here, it's just proves my point even more. He's always checking up on me. All the coaches are checking up on me. They care about more than just the player, and I really love that.
yeah. Let's talk about your freshman season at Barton. Kind of what did you learn from kind of so far being in college thus far, and um, what did you take away?
I learned it's a completely different game. It's a business here now, so
Yeah,
you got to prove yourself every single week. One slip up can bring you down the depth chart, and I had to learn the hard way. But
yeah.
it's I love fighting for a spot. I love having to earn a spot, and I love the atmosphere on Saturdays. It's something really different.
And as you're now obviously in the off season at this current moment, what are some of your personal off season goals and things to work on as you go into your sophomore year?
Just um just strengthening up, trying to lose a little bit of weight. I want to get down a little bit more,
Okay.
get be more athletic, but just overall, just be a better all around package.
For your freshman year, you appeared in 8 games. In that, you appeared in 8 games, and then you had about 13 tackles as well, or 5 solo tackles, 8 assists, so 13 total tackles on the season. So, you mentioned just how a little bit different it was from high school, but um, getting out there and just having that game action, that live action. How did it feel, and what did you take away? Just you know, go in a little bit more in detail on kind of what you took away when you were in the game.
At first, I was, real nervous. I didn't think I could, hold up to the standards that, my coaches put on me. But
Hmm.
like after the first, couple plays, it's on like grind mode. I can't really let that, affect me and how I
Sure.
play.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a different ball game. Like I said, O linemen are much bigger. Um,
Yeah.
the game is a lot faster. That's just something you got to learn with. And I think it took me a couple of weeks to get comfortable with it, but eventually, when I did, it felt great. It's very invigorating. Um,
Mhm. Of
I mean, there's nothing like Friday nights in high school, but
course.
playing on a Saturday, like middle of the day, it's wonderful.
Yeah. Um, you mentioned your specific goals, obviously for next year. You're currently in the offseason program. Um, is there? You talked about the coaches and staff, your defense coordinator specifically a little bit earlier. Based on how you were used in your freshman year, is there any change that you feel like they might be trying to do for your sophomore year, or how do you see them using you, or if there's any changes coming up for next year?
Yeah, we're changing up our defense a little bit. I got to be more open to different spots. Usually I would play a one tech, just specifically that. Now maybe I might extend out like two or three tech, be a little bit quicker, just be able to move off the ball a little bit faster and like adjust, in the middle of a game, whether I need to be a one tech, three tech, just be all around like faster, um, quicker, stronger, just so it'll balance everything out.
Yeah. You mentioned Friday nights being in high school, and obviously now playing on Saturdays. Were you able to make it back to Glenn for some games this year? And if so, what did that feel like?
I didn't make it to one. I wasn't able to make it to a lot of them. I really wanted to go to the East game, wasn't able to get to that one. But the one I did go to, it was really good. It was catching up with my high school coaches. It was really good. I missed them, you know, but seeing everybody, seeing old teammates, hyping them up, getting them, just giving them like inside experience. It was just all around. It was very cool. Something that I would really love to do more. Hopefully, I'll be able to make it to more games. This upcoming season.
Yeah. You mentioned back to Barton. Now, you mentioned some of the friends that you've made on the team, and also in the college life. Who would you say on the football team? Who are some of those guys? Shout them out on the pod that you might that you've been getting close to, and some of the guys that you feel are going to be key to your y'all success coming up this year.
Um, of course, a lot of them in the D line group. We've had like the people specifically with me, with like the big guys. There's this dude named Nate. I've gotten real close with him.
Yep.
Um, Outside of the D line, I made friends with some of the local boys. There's a kicker that I'm friends with. There's a
Okay.
there's a linebacker that I'm cool with. They're just all around, just real close, and we go out, we do homework together, just stuff like that.
Yeah. Was there a road environment that you enjoyed this past year when you were in the grind of the freshman year and going on the road? You got the crowd against you. Was there any particular environment that you enjoyed being in this year?
Um, yeah, I like the Tusculum game.
Okay.
It was a
Yeah.
far trip,
That's a good one.
but yeah, it was real nice. I think it was a special day for them. I forgot exactly what it was, but it was packed. They had nice tailgate and all that. Um, but yeah, I'd say that. And another one was Catawba. Wasn't able to play in that game, but
I've been
they
there.
had they
Catawba's a nice place. I've been there.
yeah, they're just their whole atmosphere is really great.
And this year coming up, I thought I had the schedule here, but it's not loading. That's okay. Is there any particular places that's coming up that you know of that you are going to get to this year, or do you not know that yet?
Um, I think one I'm really excited out about is Wingate. I think
Oh,
that's our
yes, yes,
yeah, that's our like undisclosed rivals, I guess. But
of course.
I can't wait to play them at their field. They got us this year at our field, and hoping to get them back this upcoming season.
Yeah. You are obviously in college. You're on the football team, yes, but you also are a student and you're just a regular, college student. So, what are some things that you're enjoying, obviously, in your spare time that you do have when you're not doing football related things, weightlifting, off season programs, stuff like that? What are some hobbies that you picked up in college? Anything that you've been enjoying in this freshman year?
Um, just hanging out really. I don't do too much. I don't go out no like really, but just hanging out with people that, have the same goals as me,
Mhm.
really want to strive to be the best version of themselves. It just that in itself is just it's great hanging out with people like that. There's nothing, blocking where we want to go. We're just yeah, it's just great to be around those people.
Do you have I know that probably pretty early on this question. Do you have a major in mind when you get a few years down the road? Have you kind of thought about what you want to study, something that you want to do after college? Have you kind of thought about that at all, or is that still kind of a work in progress for you?
Yeah, so far I chose my major to be psychology with a minor of like criminology, criminal justice.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
thought about like going into that and maybe being like a profiler or something like that, something along those
Yeah.
lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something interesting to me. Our psychology major, there's not too many students that are in that major since it's a small school, but I think the professors are great. I met up with them earlier this week for like our advisor meeting. But yeah, just that was yeah. I made that decision pretty early on, but I'm open to change. I'm not
Right.
completely set on that, but yeah.
Well, take it from someone who changed about 3 or 4 times when he was in college, not on the football team like you were, so I didn't have that going for me, but, it is okay to change, and, you will certainly, be better for it down the road if you definitely get with something that you enjoy and you really have a passion for and want to do it later in life. So, a little friendly advice there. Um Talk about, you've mentioned the coaching staff, you mentioned your obviously some playing time you got. Um, what are your for this summer specifically the off-season goals? What does that look like? Not the goals specifically, but like the plan. What does kind of a daily summer off-season day look like for you football wise? Can you just kind of walk us through kind of what that looks like?
Um, Main part in the summer is therapy. I got hurt mid-season, so I'm still
Mhm.
trying to
Yep.
go through that. I tore my ACL, but right now I'm getting through that. I'm working through that.
Yep.
That's just the main goal over the summer is getting that right. So, probably try and get that 2 times a week. The other days, eating right, drinking a lot of water, working out, doing upper body. If I can't do some of the lower body, but just running as much as I can, trying to get back to 100%.
ACL, I can't say that I am experienced with tearing your ACL, but I can imagine that's certainly not an easy injury to come back from. But with a lot of the technology and a lot of the training staff that they have at all these schools, I imagine you're in the best of hands, and I know you'll come back quickly. So thanks for that. We wish you a speedy recovery there. Moving on to talking about for you specifically, kind of things that you might have picked up while you've been in school so far. Is there anything specifically that um, you people may not know about you that maybe um, between first time coming on the pod and now or just in general that what's something people don't know about you, something that maybe your family only knows or maybe the bestest of friends, like what's kind of a fun fact about you that's just quirky, that's unique, something that a lot of people just don't know about Josh Nolan?
That's a difficult question. I'm a very open book in my opinion.
Okay.
I think one thing is a lot of people. Yeah, I think there's a stereotype that football players, they like to party and all that. I guess one crazy thing. I'm not really a party guy. I'd rather
Right.
sit
Yeah.
inside, watch a movie. And I'm a big movie guy. I'm a big TV show guy. So I mean, I guess I defeat the standard or the stereotype with that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I sit inside my room a lot and just hang out. And people come in there and we just talk. I just like to talk to people. Get on a personal level with as much people as I can because I think that forms the best connections.
If you had and this is going to sound weird, but roll with me here. If you had a do over, a redo. Is there a play? Is there a moment? Is there a practice from somewhere in your freshman year that as you were learning, as you were kind of adjusting to the college life, if you had in football related activities, if you had to redo a do over, is there something that comes out to your mind? Something that if you could do it over, you'd do it differently?
The main thing is the play. I injured my ACL,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
but I mean, for another standpoint, I personally think I fell off around week 3, week 4, competing with the standards that was set for me. I think I think it got to my head a little bit that I've reached a goal that I've accomplished, and so I feel like I've leaned off of the work, and I feel like I should have kept that drive up. Um, and I mean, if maybe if I did that, I'd be maybe more stats, or with some of the games I didn't start in was maybe because of the reason that I got in my head too much. I just wish I took everything step by step, didn't look at the bigger picture, maybe try and get the small details and take it step by step, and um, yeah, not let it get to my head as much as I did.
No, that's a good answer. Thanks for your honesty and your insight there. Um, Josh, before we let you go, and as I said at the top, my guest today here is Josh Nolan on Triad All Stars. He is a former defensive tackle at Robert Glenn High School, now a freshman at Barton College. Josh, is there any things you're working on right now? Any things you want to shout out to the podcast and kind of let people know what you're doing right now? Is there anything you want to give people an insight to?
Just always working. I'm trying to better, catching up on people. So that's what I'm trying to do. If anybody's listening, I might hit you up a couple of days. But yeah, I'm just doing me right now. Just trying to connect with everybody. Shout out to my mom. I love her. Yeah, she's the reason I'm here. But yeah, I mean that's about it.
Okay. Well, my guest today is Josh Nolan. He is a freshman at Barton College, Glenn High School product here on Triad All Star, second time on the podcast. Josh, go attack that rehab. Best of luck your sophomore year at Barton. Attack those goals for this upcoming off season, or actually the rest of the off season, I should say, that rehab continues. And we look forward to watching you your sophomore year get back on the field, get those playing times, and continue to dominate at the next level.
So thank you.